Alright guys, so we're going to talk about this question, and it talks about product of a unit, fraction, and a whole number. So product, if you've forgotten, is another way of saying multiplication. So when you do this question, you're going to just remember that you are multiplying, okay? Another thing that is really important to know is that there's a lot of math language that means specific things. So this word of, okay, you will see whenever you see of in a question or a word or an example or just telling you to do something, of means to multiply, okay? So in the title and in the question, it's telling you specifically that you need to multiply. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at the question and said, what is going to equal, okay, 1/5 of 45, okay? So because I know that of means multiply, and this is also a multiplication question, I'm just going to erase the of. I'm going to insert the times, okay? Now, a lot of you guys could just stop here and say, oh, I get this. I don't need any more of this help. I understand. But for the rest of you don't, we're going to go over really quick how to multiply a fraction and a whole number. So what I like to do is I just like to change 45 into a fraction, because a lot of people, if they see this and they say, I don't know what to do, I'm confused. So another way to write 45 is 45 over 1. Okay, so if you ever need to change a whole number into a fraction, just put it over 1 and you're done. It's the same thing. Okay, so I do 1 over 5 times 45. Okay, now I always tell people that you need to simplify before you multiply. If I could make this into a poster, I would. So simplify before you multiply, okay? So what I'm going to do with this here is that I'm going to say, well, 1 and 5, right? 1 over 5 is a fraction by itself, and 45 over 1 is a fraction. You cannot simplify these two things by itself. These two things by itself, and like you could turn this into 45. But really, as you can't make these numbers, these digits, any smaller than what they are. Okay, so I just say, well, the way that you do it in math is you can look between the numerators and the denominators. And it doesn't matter if there's other fractions behind here, over there that's like 1 over 3 or something, whatever like that. It doesn't matter how many you have. You can do this as many times as you need to. So if I look at my any numerator and denominator, 1 and 1, 1 over 1. So if I look at that and it's 1 over 1, I can't simplify that anymore. Okay, so I don't need to look at that. But I do have another set of numerator and denominator, 5 and 45. So if I had 45 over 5, I would divide both of these by the number 5, okay, which would give me 9 over 1, okay? So I can simplify that numerator and that denominator. So what I'm going to do is, dry backspace all of this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to say that is 1 and that is 9, and then I can continue on with my multiplication. So I multiply my top, so that's 1 times 9, which is 9. And then I have 1 times 1, which is 1, which is simplify into 9. Okay, so there's a lot of steps and a lot of different things that are happening in this, but as long as you can remember that of means multiply and product means multiply, when you take your quiz, you should have a really good chance of making sure that you get this correct. Also, to make your life a lot easier, these numbers are really simple because there's ones involved, but for the most part, if you want to make your life really simple, simplify before you multiply. Because if you have like 2s and 5s in there and you're multiplying them with big numbers, it gets really hard to simplify later down the road. All right, so if you need another example or need some more help, let me know.